Hello, Korean Story Grandma here. So, to continue with the life of this couple, I need to explain the context, social context. So, last time, the UN allied came and helped to reclaim the South Korea and all the way pushed up to the north, almost whole peninsula. Unfortunately, USSR supplied lots of artillery to the Chinese and North Korean armies, and they attacked back. So eventually, the problem is, you see, 1950 Korean War. At the time, Japan and Germany, they were war crime nation, isn't it? So they weren't allowed to do lots of things about like having army or anything like that. They had to pay their price. Unfortunately, because of this Korean War, in San Francisco, America decided they will promote, or rather, they will treat Japan no longer war crime nation, but like one of allies, because with the Korean War going on, they wanted to have headquarters or the operational administration organization in Japan, because I suppose it wasn't safe in Korea. So that's quite a shame for Korea, and that's good for Japan. But because of UN allies and the help of all the armies, we managed, well, Korean army and allies managed to push them back up to all the way to northern border to China. But because American president doesn't want to push forward, as General MacArthur wanted, really might as well go, really not demolish them, but make a safeguard on the border. But it didn't go ahead. And then, as I said earlier, previous video, the USSR supplied these artilleries and armors to China and North Korea, so they came back attacking very powerfully, and eventually, you know, back and forth. So 1953, after 3 years, they called for a ceasefire. That is why the original 38 parallel, when the 1945 USSR drove their tank down to 38 parallel to occupy the northern part of the peninsula. Now it's readjusted after the ceasefire in 1953, and it's called now ceasefire. And then now it's a forgotten war, isn't it? People say it's the forgotten war, or they refer it as a Cold War. What is that? Now another new term I just heard, I don't know, several months ago. This guy, I don't know, he's one of the American politician or the ex-diplomat, whoever, called the frozen war. Well, I never heard of that expression, but there you go. So it is the 1953 where the frozen war froze, or Cold War started with the ceasefire, and then Korea stays as it is now, as you know now, North Korea and South Korea. So it is very sad because none of the allies, such as at the time, like Second World War, the superpowers, who are superpowers really at beginning? Britain, Russia,